scrapbookers and creative friends. I'm Linda Petuch. I'm a Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. Welcome to Thursday Thoughts, or welcome back to Thursday Thoughts. I want to share today some wintry borders that I made. I will have to confess personally, I love the colors of Christmas and all the lights and so forth. So the last few years, I have had to transition because I get really sad when I take down the Christmas ornaments and the Christmas, all those beautiful lights and everything. So what I decided to do, because our sea tree, which you'll see in my thumbnail, because our sea tree has the option of, it's a white tree and you can either have white lights on it or blue lights. I keep the lights white at Christmas time, but now when I'm transitioning from Christmas into winter, because now we're having some cool days, I turn the lights on the blue. And I decorate our living room and family room and kitchen and everything with all blues and whites and snowflakes and snow people. I save them for this time of the year. It helps me transition from all that joyous colored lights to as we're heading towards spring. But I love blue anyway, all shades of blue. So that's what I'm going to share with you. Some inspiration by my sea tree, and then some of the borders that I came up with. Let's take a look. So this was my first opportunity because of the holidays. I was really busy, as most of us were. This was my first opportunity to work with the Flurry of Fun collection. This was our new winter collection, and I was so focused on Christmas trees and red and green that I just didn't work with this at all. But it's a beautiful collection. So I did use I used the papers. I think I did pretty much use most of them, but I really also focused on the coordinating cardstock, which if you're new to Creative Memories, you'll know that you'll see that we have coordinating cardstock that goes with whatever the collection. They started putting that on about a year ago. I just love that. So it helps you if you're making pages and you want to have, or making borders like I did, and you want to have a base that's a coordinating color, you can use those. So I did use this Flurry of Fun pack. We have stickers as well, but I mostly use the border stickers. I only used one of the others for the border because I just made a few borders. And I also have, now these are on last chance on the Creative Memories website. I put the link in my description there. These little Cheerful Snowmen, as I said, and I bring out my snow people and snowflakes and actually in January after Christmas. So I use my little Cheerful Snowmen. You can get those. And also the Border Maker cartridges that I worked with. This Mittens and Flurries came out with Flurries, with the Flurry of Fun collection. Here's the old icicle one. You might have the icicle punch. I love that one as well. And then this is a Snowflake Circle Chain. This has been around a while, but it is still available on the website. Now, one of these packet special promo packets had this Snow Pals, so of course I had to get that out. I hadn't really played with that yet. Here's the Polar Bear Punch, which is still available. Snowflake border and frame is not available anymore, but somebody you know might have it, or your advisor might have it, or you may have it. This Treeline too, I love this evergreen trees. I think that's still available as well. The Snow-Capped Mountains is available, and then I don't think the branch is available, but you'll see that I use that as well. But somebody may have it, or you may also have it. So these are the basic punches that I used, and mostly these embellishments. Not much else, but let's take a look now and see some of my borders. Now this is one of the pieces of paper in the designer paper pack. If you remember, we have 12 pieces of paper, double-sided paper. So on the flip side was this swirling blue paper, which I loved, and I wanted to use this, but I thought, let me save one piece to use as it is, because this already has a pre-made border on it. But what I decided to do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the little snowflake circle chain at the top, and then I still have room for pictures. Put that at the top. And so as I was cutting the swirled paper, I stopped a little bit short so that I cut the base off here, and I actually did make a border so that this could be used as a double page. You could have that with that same kind of theme along the way. So you could have that. You could have it at the top as well, just so that you tie that in. But I used what was here as a border to make a separate border, and then just tied it in together by adding that. Now there was another piece of paper that also had a beautiful design, and that was this one with the gray. It was like kind of gray speckled. It has this blue speckle and blue and white on the back. So I decided I wanted to add those adorable little polar bears. So I did the mama baby polar bear there. And I used the snowflake frame for the base, the icicles for the top. And you know the confetti. This confetti is magnificent. I use it all the time. I have a bin of it. I pop these up on foam squares. And then to tie it together, again, if we wanted to make it a double page spread, we could add this here as well and have pictures and extend it across, you know, either side, whichever makes you happy. But it's kind of a fun way to use the border that's already here, embellish it a bit, but then make a separate border that ties it in together. Of course, you don't have to use this with it, but it just all depends. But, you know, we don't have polar bears here in Jupiter, I mean, except at a zoo. But I was thinking that it would be kind of fun if you went someplace that had polar bears, a zoo or a conservation center where you had polar bears. It'd be great to put pictures there, even if you aren't going out in the snow. That's why I thought Bring on the Snow would be great, because we know that's what these bears love. So there's that one. And now I do have some just individual borders, but I wanted to show you that you can use those the full page and then make a coordinating border. First border I'm going to show you, I combined the Border Maker cartridge that is Mittens and Flurries, and then also the Snow Pals punch that I got, and put them, of course, on the wider base. This is the coordinating cardstock that I punched out here, and then I punched it in this red, but also in a navy or in a blue, so that then I could go back and then add the mittens in there. I didn't want to do the whole thing. I thought it was more interesting if I just do some of those, and then from one of my heart punches, I have my little tackle box with my different punched shapes. I just added a heart. I just did one in the middle to make it a little more interesting, but not too busy. So, of course, you know, this could easily double page spread. You've got beautiful decoration for 2 pages. The next one, I also used the Flurry, Mittens and Flurries, but I made it a little bit smaller, a little bit simpler. So I have a little snag here. So what happened, I cut another border with the decal blade, and when I did that, I had these little strips to straighten it out again. I had these little strips, so I thought, oh, I'm going to just add those to a border. So I have that little tiny strip. You can see I'm going to have to, let me get that down a little bit. Get my repo, put that on there. Okay, so I added those little strips to the blue, and then put the punch. This is of course, the Flurry of Fun paper. Punched it on there, and there's another variation of that. And the last one with the Mittens and Flurries, I used the stripe paper, but in order to have it not be too busy, I did the stripe paper, but then I punched this. Here's the blue that I got. I got the blue that I added to these mittens. Okay, so I got the blue here, but put red underneath it to pick up on the red that's in the border paper. Very simple. Very nice. And again, this one could be horizontal, but I think you can make this vertical as well. I think it would work either way. You could put it at the top or the bottom. Very versatile border. Now let's do some mountains. So I decided to make a mountain range, and that blue speckle paper that was behind that beautiful paper that I showed you at the beginning, I thought that would be really nice for the trees. Added the snowflake chain, and in order to get the snow on the back, I didn't do a bright white. I decided to use this baby blue color, and I just put a strip in the back, and then I fussy cut. If you can see that, I just fussy cut behind there so that the snow would show, the bluish snow would show, but not the, you know, then you wouldn't have to have a whole piece behind it. So there's that one with the mountains, and of course the snowflake chain here. This is that evergreen tree. I use that a lot, and I like the fact that it has the holes and the colors can come through. Now I am trying to remember vertical, so here's a vertical one. I used, this is that branch, and I didn't use the entire thing. I want to have little flurries, right, from the Mittens and Flurries. That's confetti from the Mittens and Flurries. I keep all this confetti because, you know, you never know when you're going to use it. So I did pick up a lot of this to use on the different designs. But one little snowman at the base, and have the vertical stripes here. This now is committed to being vertical because the snowmen would be standing on their side. And then these were the decal cuts that I did. So it's just a striped paper on top of the cranberry cardstock, the little snowmen, and the partial tree. I guess that would be a winter tree. We don't have a lot of trees that lose their leaves in the winter, but we do have some. All right, let me show you a variation on that. Here's another one. I just used the blues and the gray. So I didn't have, I think the color that, the coordinating color is cool gray. I didn't have cool gray, I just had gray. So that's what I used, but I did back it with a navy tree behind it just to make it stand out because I wanted this kind of grayish colored base. Now this is the confetti. This is the confetti from the snowflake frame punch. That's what all this confetti is on there, all my beautiful little snowflakes. Just a nice touch that you can put on a single page. You'd still have lots of room for photos, or on a double page, whatever makes you happy. And the last one, I think this is the last one I have with the Flurries of Fun combo with the Cheerful Snowman. So this one this was a sticker strip. I just used the cranberry cardstock, and then I did this so that they would kind of mirror each other. So then I had these two, which again now can be used at the base or at the top. And even though these snowmen are a little bit raised, they weren't that thick. So I did pop those up on foam squares just to give it a little more dimension. Okay, and that is that for the Flurries of Fun. But let's take a walk down memory lane. And let's look at some of these other winter borders I have. I have them, so I'm going to share them. All right, this is just simple white strip of cardstock, and the snowflake frame punch, border flip frame and border, the top or the bottom or the sides. Very versatile once again. This one, I used the icicles and the snowflake border and frame, and then I cut this with the decorative trimmer, and that looks like scallop. Swell has a little bit wider. This would be scallop again. And then here's confetti. This is confetti from the snowflake punch, but I punched it with gray, and then I have this kind of gray. I guess that would be dirty snow, wouldn't it? Well, whatever. It shows up better. So I added that. A little walk down memory lane here for Mrs. Grossman. I have one of these left. This is the, I think it's one of the mountains. It's not Alpine, and it isn't the snow-capped. It's the other one, which name I can't remember, but the other mountains, which I doubled. And then this is that little Treeline border maker cartridge that I did an edge on, and little pelicans having a little party. And I do like the kind of lavender tone on here, so that's why I put lavender snowflakes on there to tie that all together. And if you've been around with Creative Memories for a while, you might recognize this paper. And it was a winter paper, and you think, oh, how am I going to use that? But this is not a CM punch, but I'm punching CM paper, so it'll all be very safe. This could be horizontal or vertical. And this is just now see, we didn't have the square punch when I made this. With the square punch, that would be so easy to punch out the square and then punch out a snowflake in the middle. But I thought this was very pretty. And then this was, oh, that's the cloud. I think that's the cloud border maker cartridge that I did on an edge there. Here's one more. Okay, so this was very beautiful paper a few years ago. This was our winter collection a few years ago. Again, this large snowflake is not Creative Memories punch, but it was a punch that I had, and I'm punching Creative Memories paper to keep everything safe. But it was just really a nice way to use this paper, again, horizontally or vertically. And this is the, not platinum, bronze. This is bronze shimmer, which now that we have gold, I would have used maybe the gold, although it's, it sets it off nicely. All right, so there's another idea. Simple, but it really adds a decorative edge to your page. And this last one, in the olden days of Creative Memories, we used to have these die cuts. So just to give you an idea, I mean, if you have a Cricut, or if you have some large, punches, you could do something like this. I just did a strip of paper. This was kind of a lavender paper. Again, this was from a few years ago, winter. I just did a strip of paper on the platinum shimmer, and then I just added these snowflakes, which I love because they're popped up a little bit on foam squares so that you could slide a picture underneath it if you need to. But I love the different shades of blue and the lavender all combined together. And I'm using some of my older supplies. Why store them? Let's use them. Well, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your time. If you have not subscribed, I would appreciate you doing that. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I'm up to 800 subscribers. I just need 200 more. I'm trying to get to 1,000. So spread the word. Share with your friends. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments below. If you have anything that you would like me to do, if you have any ideas of things that you need help with, you'd like a little tutorial with, let me know. And I will be happy to see if I can do that. I am still working on my live, once a month live, probably near the end of the month, which would be my 1-year anniversary with Thursday Thoughts. So it'll probably be closer to the end of the month, but I'll let you know what platform I'm going to use. Once again, I appreciate your time. If you are aware it is cold, stay warm. Stay in his scrapbook. Let's do it. Let's make some wintry layouts, because I bet you have some photos, or you're going to be making memories with the snow. If you're in a snow area, or even here in Florida, we bundle up for a little bit. Usually by 11 o'clock you can take off your sweater, but in the morning, I mean. But anyway, just do what you can do. Use these layouts to inspire you, and get your photos in those albums. That's the most important work we do. Until next time, happy scrapbooking.